1.1. Okay. Remember, I like it when you tell me. 1.1. Now, let's check here. Because, let me read for you. Maybe you're going to read the next one. We are using perpetual system. And then they said we must ignore that. Okay. Now, let's check the transactions then. We've got 1.1. Remember, who are we? We are Malaza. They say Malaza traders purchased merchandise on credit from June for how much? 56,000. We agree that we are going to analyze. Do you agree? Okay, please give me the two accounts for that because it can be a tricky thing sometimes.
So trading stock.
Trading stock because you bought merchandise. And what else? Because you bought on credit. Can you see? Please, everything starts here. And please don't be lazy to write these things. Just write them down. Okay? Now, remember, I don't have to ask you some questions. Classify for me. What is this to us?
It's an asset.
It's an asset. This one?
It's a liability.
It's a liability. This is what I said you need to do. And then the movement.
Asset goes up.
Asset goes up.
Liabilities go up as well.
Liability go up. Remember, you will stop me. Sides, your department.
Debit.
Debit.
Credit.
Credit. Guys, this must be perfect. This must be perfect. Okay, be honest. Who got it wrong?
So I don't know whether you marked it wrong or right.
It's okay. I'm still coming. Let me finish the whole thing. Maybe there's something. So, I can see some hands went up. So, thank you for being honest in this Women's Month. Okay. Now, remember when you do this, it's easier for us to come in. Eh? Account debited that. Account credited, obviously. So, I'm just going to write C because of space. Now, if you got it wrong, you're going to tell me now. Today cannot be wrong because we are together. Do you think I'm going to affect assets?
Yes.
Because I see what? Is that asset increasing or decreasing? Plus how much? 56,000? Please check. If I didn't give you marks, you must tell me. We affected assets because I see an asset there. Are we together? What else do I see? Which is what? A liability. So it means I'm going to affect what? I'm not going to affect? I put 0. Just before we continue, eh? Give me the items. I know you feel bored. Give me the items which can affect owner's equity. Incomes, drawings, capital, and expenses. Only those 4 will make you to come and affect what? No problem. Now we say we've got a liability. Is that liability increasing or decreasing? Increasing. Meaning which side will I put here? Plus? Now you know where you're going wrong. Did you see your mistake? Please tell me what happened.
So I wrote trading stock, but I see a big cross like there, and then I ticked right next to it.
No, it's a mark. Sorry, I cancelled that thing. It was wrong, I cancelled the wrong thing.
Okay.
You are correct then.
Okay.
You're correct. So far, so good. Eh? 1.2. I'm going to read 1.2 for you. Malaza, remember we are Malaza. Eh? And remember we are selling artwork. Artwork is our main service or main product. Okay. So, needed a new gallery space to display their inventory. In order to purchase gallery space, they received a loan from what? ABBA Bank. So we received a loan from a bank. Give me the 2 accounts for receiving a loan.
Bank.
Bank, because you received a loan.
And then loan, like a
Loan. Can you see?
Should we put the bank's name in brackets?
You can, but it's okay like this. But just give it to, okay, because of space, just put ABB Bank. But if you say loan, it's still okay. Some of us said building, some of us said space. I understand, but it's okay. So please classify for me. Guys, did you have breakfast? Want to eat now? It's like you don't want to talk. What is this? Liability. Movement, going up, down?
Both for both of them.
They're increasing. And now which side?
Debit, credit.
See? You just come here, you debited. You created what? Guys, if you struggle, you just have to do that. I still do that when I struggle. Okay? Now, I see bank. Bank will affect. How? Check. How much? Will it affect owner's equity? Will it affect liabilities? How much? Plus? If you got it wrong, just check and correct yourself. Don't feel bad. Okay? Because you understand, guys, I'm going to move on. 1.3. Cash sales for the week amounted to 43,950. The cost price for this sale was how much? 30,000. I remember I advised you about this. I said, guys, like it or not, you're going to find this in the test or exam. But we still forget. I said, when you say cash sales, the word sales tells you that you sold inventory. And under perpetual, you must expect how many accounts? 4. That's how we normally have A and B. So the A part is for the selling price. The B part is for the cost. So what you can do, you can say, okay, the A part is for the sales. The B part is for the what? Cost of. But this account cannot go alone. So sales must be paired with another account. Cost of sales must be paired with another account. But let's talk about the cost of sales. The cost of sales will always be paired with, always with. So this one you must know in advance that this is the cost of sales of the goods you bought. So this will always go together. But sales can either be paired with or sales can be paired with, loudly, bank and or. Guys, if you don't sell for cash, how can you sell? You sell on credit. So what is that account? Huh? You're not buying. Debtors control. Write it down for the 70th time, please. Don't feel bad. Just write it down. So sales will either go with bank or debtors control, depending on the nature of the transaction. In our case, we sold for cash. What is the account? Bank. In the near future, which is Monday, it can be sold on credit. What will you put here? Debtors control instead. But everything will stay unchanged as long as you are under perpetual inventory system. Please note that. Get those marks. Get those marks. Make sure. Okay? So now, classify for me. Help me. What are sales to us?
An income.
An income. What about the bank?
An asset.
An asset. What about the cost of sales? Expense. What about the trading stock? Asset. If you get it wrong on Monday, I'll just know that you're just doing it intentionally. Because I'm telling you now. I told you the day before, yesterday. So we need to make sure that we know how to do this. Now, incomes, are they increasing or decreasing? Increase, no? Assets? Expenses? Okay, we don't like them. Let's keep expenses. Trading inventory. Huh? Expenses? The more sales you have, the more cost of sales you have. Are we together? We have got cost of sales because you sold. So if you can sell now, you're going to have cost of sales. If you sell again, your cost of sales account will increase. So this is how you must deal with it. Assets incomes increase under which side? Assets increase under which side? Cost of sales increase under which side? You must go and learn the rules. Trading stock decrease under which side? Shoot, guys, there. You can't make mistakes. You can't. Even if you find cash sales, remember next time they'll say cash sales of merchandise. Cash sales of what? Of goods, merchandise, trading stock, trading inventory, one and the same thing. Are we together?
Sir?
Yes.
Why are expenses going up? Cost of sales, because you just made a sale, right?
Yes.
So why is the cost of sales going up?
Because remember, we're recording here.
Right.
So when we record the sales of 500,
Right.
we need to show the, let's say, cost of sales of 200.
Right.
So when we sell again for 500, the sale will be how much? 1,000. So again, that sale must have a cost of sales. We're increasing the cost of sales account.
Okay.
So it's because of the movement of what? Of sales.
Okay.
In cost accounting, we
So
normally...
So when you round off at the end of the year, on the income statement, you have a cost of sales.
And the sales, and you compare them, and they give you what? Gross profit. You say sales less what? Cost of sales. In management accounting, we call this variable costs.
Oh.
The more you sell, the more cost you incur. Yes.
So every time you create a sales account, you must create cost of sales.
Must debit.
Yeah, cost of sales.
Yeah, but remember they are two different, they must be paid differently. And don't put them together. So this will always, because remember, if the sales are increasing, the cost of sales will also increase. Because for every sale, I record cost of sale. It's just that the sales for the day have increased, meaning even the cost of sales will increase. Because for every sale, you must show what? Cost of sales. Under which system? Perpetual system. Remember, under periodic, you were supposed to only have A part, not the B part. Because we don't calculate cost of sales for every sale. We only calculate cost of sales at the end of the period. But perpetual says, when you sell now, show me the cost of sales. When you sell now, show me the cost of sales. That's why the cost of sales account is increasing. And I understand why you are asking. It's because expenses increase. And when they increase, they affect us what? Negatively. For now, I just say we're trying to know how much is the total cost of sales for the period. Does that make sense? So that at the end of the period, when we find gross profit or loss, we just take all the sales as a total, minus all the cost of sales, and we get what? Gross profit or gross loss, because you can get gross loss. I understand better. But don't worry, the fact that the expenses are increasing, it doesn't mean it's a good thing. You will see by the time when we go and affect. This is going to affect us negatively, you know.
Right.
Yes. Okay, let's try it. Remember, we must start with what? A. You just have to copy and paste there. Which account did you debit under A? Bank. And you created? Sales. Can you see that? The B part, which account did you debit? Cost of sales. And which account? Trading stock. Guys, I'm just sharing you the common mistakes. When I was marking, I was checking. Some people were correct, but they swap these things around. Sales here, bank is there. I can't give you half money. Trading stock is here, cost of sales is there. You can't. So the trading stock must decrease, because if you put it there or here, it means you bought trading stock. Are you buying it? You are selling it. So it must, guys, it's always going to be like this. Except if they said sold on credit. Everything will stay unchanged except instead of bank, you're right. You like creditors, guys. Debtors control. Because creditors is only when we Okay, let me put it there. Creditors bought from debtors sold to. Nah? Remember, both they are on credit. It can be confusing, I know. So here I'm selling, I'm not buying. This weekend, dedicate this weekend as the sales weekend. You know what I mean? Go and practice this. Because for me, if something bothers me, I make sure that I solve that. It's like this sometimes, you don't know how to pronounce some words. You don't know how to write them. I used to struggle with the word environment. I didn't know how to write it. I just wrote it the way I pronounce it. But I made sure that, okay, when I put it down, I know how to write it. Now, let's come back to A. Just tell me, must I record here? Plus or minus? How much? Please help. Can I affect here?
Yes.
Because of what? The income. Plus, ne? Guys, I saw people having plus and minus, and I told you it will never happen. If you have got plus here, you must have plus here. Ne? Plus, 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 plus. As long as you affect assets and one of the two, the signs will remain the same. Write it down because you didn't write it down before. That's why you were wrong. Not all of you were wrong, I'm just saying. You are wrong, you affect all of us. Okay? We're a team here. So when you affect assets and one of the two, the signs must always be the same. That's why I advised you to always start with the assets, because assets, you can easily understand them. Like here, you just have to check the movement, whether it's going up or down. And here you said plus. Let's say I didn't understand this one, I wouldn't worry. Because I said plus here, I'll say plus here. Even if I had to come here, I was supposed to say plus. Remember, you must put 0 where? Because sometimes you mark that 0. Don't just leave it, because if you leave it, you think that you are unsure. Yes, in your world, maybe blank means 0. You need to show that 0. Or dash maybe. Now must affect what? Assets. Please, let's start with the one that we understand better. On the B part, which account do you understand better?
Assets.
Assets. Okay, let's check the assets. Will I increase or decrease?
Decrease.
How much? 30? And I know that wherever I go, I'm sorted now. Because it's going to remain what? Which column? Can you see how easy is that? Because I realize most people have got minus plus. And again, on this one, some people affected liabilities. But there's no liability there. It's because they didn't analyze. So now we put what here? 0. Not difficult, guys. You're going to win. I know you. I know that you just reserved energy for Monday. That's why I didn't get 100. You. We'll see you on Monday. Eh? Full force. Haters are going to be impressed. Ne? Can't wait. Number 4. Let's end with a bang. But
haters are going to hate.
Yeah. Remember I told you guys, what pushes me? Haters. Say, okay, they're watching. You will see me. Acceleration. Because I want to make them angry. Eh? But because you're afraid of them, you just say, oh, I don't do that. Okay, tell me. This one is yours, guys. This one is yours. What happened? We bought special packaging material and paid by check. Please help me with the account. Why not buying training stock? What did you pay for? Packaging material. Remember that trading stock is what you buy to resell. We don't sell packaging. We're going to use it to package what we're going to sell, okay? So packaging material must be a stand-alone account. But it cannot be go on its own. What is the other account? Participation is compulsory. Thank you very much. Which account must I put there?
Expense.
Which expense?
I mean, for packaging material type of account.
No, the other account.
It's a cash sale.
Because there must be two of them. Bank.
So packaging material is an account.
It's an account with it. Oh, yes. Like those boxes that they package for you. You know, those plastic bags. We call them what? Packaging material. So they are not stock, because if you say stock, it means you're going to sell them to the public to make profit. Trading stock is something that you sell to make profit. Can you see the importance of different? Unless if, let's say, you are selling this material to other businesses to do packaging, you can't call it packaging material. In your case, it's what? It's trading stock, because you are selling it to someone else. But if you're not selling it, you're just using it to package those items. You must have a standalone account. And what is it? Like you told me? Expense. And what is this? Asset. Movement. I like the silence. It means you enjoy my presence. Up or down? Are we sure? She said up. Do you support her? Guys, I realize that most students don't understand why are we saying up, because we paid an expense. Can I ask you a question? When you came to school early this morning, obviously you used transport. You used how train, you used taxi, you used your Ferrari. Let's say you used a taxi, you paid 20 rands. Ne? In other words, you have an expense of how much currently? 20 rands. And now before you came to class, you went to go and buy what? Coffee. Sometimes that coffee here can be 55 rand. Let's say it's 55 rand. It's even written 5 there. I think they forgot another 5. So now you incurred 20 rand plus 55 rand. Can you see? So expenses for the day here went what? Up. During break, you're going to go and buy lunch. That's how we say when you pay expenses, they go up. Does that make sense? Because some of you think like in the form of liability. Because when you pay liability, it goes down. This is not a liability. It's an instant cash you are paying now. So the expenses for the day went up. Does that make sense? Yes?
In what case do expenses go down?
Firstly, with the errors. If there's an error, maybe you increased it before, now we want to reverse it. But again, it's when it comes to the inventory system called periodic, where you call trading stock purchases. Purchases are what? Expenses. Sometimes the owner take goods for own use, meaning purchases will go down. That is a special case. Yes.
Do we get tested on that?
Not for this test, but for the upcoming test, which is test number 2. Yes. I don't know why, you look worried. No. You're going to pass. Remember that 49.5 is a pass. It's converted to 50. But don't rely on it. You aim for 50, you get half of it. That's the dangerous exercise. Okay? Yes. Now, okay, movement of the SS bank, you paid, what happened to it? Down. Can you see now? Just use it like the practical. Side? This one? Perfect. And now you come in, account debited. And bank. I insist, let's start with assets, because assets are easy to understand. Check the movement of an asset there. You said went down. So I must minus because it went down. How much? 10,000. the next column must be obvious. Because I know the answer already. But the question is, which column will I affect? Why? Because I see an expense. So, how will I affect when I split it? Minus. Can you see now? And then here, 0. Guys, this is the account equation. If you master this, the test will be nothing. So, it's not the end of the world. We tried.
Can I take a photo?
Yes, you can, my brother.